digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast. Expect the unexpected.
The update presented by the Sportscast.
Welcome to the Sportscast, June 23rd, 2025. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on all our channels, YouTube, Facebook, X, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can also listen to us on your smart speaker. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a rating and a review. It will help us out tremendously. We're also an online digital radio. You can also visit our website, thesportscast.net. Also, follow us on X and Instagram at the Sportscast1, and check out our app, the Sportscast for iOS. The Oklahoma City Thunder win their first championship after 7 games against Indiana. And join us all the way from upstate New York for a short time, Gabriel Esparza. Welcome back to the Sportscast.
Hello, Santiago. Yeah, I mean, this is considered the down period in sports, right? But I don't know. The NBA finals have been wild. We have the NBA trade then that happens, probably the first of many dominoes, and then we have soccer action. Like I've been enjoying myself.
Pretty much, it's like we're going through this trend line after the NBA gets a little bit hollow too. Not for us, because we'll cover obviously soccer related events like the Club World Cup. How's Aston Villa doing? Any moves this summer yet, or
no moves yet? They are dealing with the PSR deadline of June 30th. They haven't sold anyone. They've brought in a couple of new players, but cheaper players that are like in their 18, 20 range. So we'll see. A lot of nervous Aston Villa fans right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. A lot going on. Liverpool making some moves. They should sign Florian Wirtz. They might get this other guy, this other striker. So they're making some moves. Arsenal's not making any moves, I've seen. So we'll find out in the next couple of weeks. There's still time. It got till August. So maybe the best deals will happen in the next couple of weeks. Well, let's go to the main story of the day. The Oklahoma City Thunder storms the first national championship title after beating Indiana Pacers last night. 103-91 in 7 games. Halliburton got injured in the first half. It was probably a deal breaker, some people will say, but the fourth quarter Thunder took it away. Your thoughts over last night's game?
Yeah, a little disappointing because you want to see both teams, at their best. But Halliburton came into the game definitely not at 100% anyway. And TJ McConnell, he played well. He gave that Pacers team, a fighter's chance. But ultimately, SGA and the depth of quality of this OKC team just proved to be too much. And they kind of showcased that throughout the regular season. And they were the last ones left standing. I think a lot of people were maybe hoping for Indianapolis to win, but this is the team who a lot of people in their heart of hearts said, okay, this is probably going to be the eventual champion.
Yeah, this is the first title since moving from Seattle to Oklahoma City in 2008. SGA, Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP of the finals, scored 29 points, 12 assists, had a fantastic game. And then some other players as well. Jalen Williams, 20 points. Chet Holmgren, 18, which is a lot for him, to be honest. And then Alex Caruso, 10. Cason Wallace, 10. This team did it. Healthy, home court advantage. But what were your thoughts over this? These players, these role players that helped out SGA?
Yeah, Alex Caruso, I thought has had an underrated finals. He's been pretty good. Chet Holmgren, he's starting to kind of separate himself. That him and Wemby have a thing going, at least among the fans. And so we'll see what happens now in 2025 to 2026. But certainly In terms of if you don't know, now you know, Jalen Williams, what a player.
Yeah, what a player, great role model. One of those things about these two teams, they were not super teams. They're well GM'd. They know how to
Yep.
bring like the right pieces together. The Pacers, I would say the same thing. Pascal Siakam, one of the main scorers, had 16 points last night. Benedict Mathurin, he stepped up 24 points. McConnell 16. He was crying at the end. Andrew Nebhard 15. What do you think about this Indiana team? This team is a team of the future for the East Conference, or do you think, hey, they got lucky, they beat the Cavs, they got lucky with the Knicks, or this team is the real deal?
I like this team a lot. I've certainly followed a lot of these players individually. Pascal Siakam when he was with he won a ring with the Raptors. Miles Turner, I've been a fan of his since Texas, and TJ McConnell, NC State, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, he's just a guy who he can. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fact check me live.
He went to Arizona, TJ McConnell.
Oh, that's right.
I did
Shame
not know
on me.
that, so it's okay. Good school, good
Shame
basketball
on
school.
me, Santiago. But the point being, this is a fun team to watch, really well put together. The issue is, I particularly of Tyrese Halliburton, you could give him a half a pass, I guess, because he was injured. But even if he wasn't injured, we know that he can disappear on the big stage. We just know that of him. So because of that, and that's your superstar, I think it's an inherent limited ceiling where if they are to make the finals again, they're going to have injury luck, like what they saw with the Cavs, the Knicks. They were obviously a disaster and a half, so they'll need something, a thing or two to kind of help them out. But if something does happen to one of the top contenders in the East, oh, the Celtics too, right? They they
Big
they
contender
ended up,
there.
yeah, right. So, but if something does happen in the East, the Pacers are that team that's there and well positioned to take advantage.
Yeah, and I would say I could see like another Celtics Pacers at the Eastern Conference finals again, matching up. I know last year Boston beat them in 7 games, so it was a tight
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
We'll see what happens. Problem with Boston is with their health issues. Jason Tatum got injured as well. I think with a calf strain as well.
Yeah.
But Halliburton calf strain might be an Achilles. We'll find out a little bit this week what happens. That's a serious. When I saw that play, it reminded me again of Kevin Durant when he was in the finals for the Warriors years ago. So we'll see what happens there. But congratulations, OKC, winning their first championship. I thought they had the advantage. They had the health. They got the youth. Pacers were a little bit hiked down a little bit. So we'll find out next couple of weeks what happens in the offseason. Knicks are looking for a coach. So we'll see who they'll get. You think they'll get anyone big? Mike Malone? I know they've been getting denied a lot, especially from Houston. They got their coach signed and everything.
It's absolutely ridiculous what the Knicks are doing right now. I'll tell you the one theory that I liked that I heard from Gilbert Arenas was they're just putting out all these feelers and official, hey, we interviewed such and such, but they denied us. They're doing that so that they can say, look, we have to go to Rick Brunson now.
Wow, there we have it. A lot of open questions going on there. And we'll see what happens. NBA offseason can get exciting. Not exciting as the NFL, but we'll find out. Suns made a big trade this week. They traded Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets. Kevin Durant had the Houston as one of his options. He had Miami. He also had the Spurs, but he chose Houston. They got their new their coach, their renewed contract. But what do you think about that placement, Kevin Durant in Houston?
Yeah, talk about for the former Seattle Supersonics. They have their team now win the championship, and they have their former cornerstone traded. I gotta say, just me personally, I don't love it for this Houston team. And here's why. I kind of liked where this Houston team was as is. I thought if they kept the core together, it would have been fine. Now you add Kevin Durant, and he's getting up there, but he's certainly a good scorer still, certainly someone who contributes. And he's willing to do his part within an offense, willing to do his part on the team. So much length too, goodness. So I don't hate the move, but I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have loved it, but I've never really been a fan of Dylan Brooks in terms of basketball. You know, his antics aside, what like that's whatever. But so in terms of just basketball, what he offers, I don't mind that you get rid of him. But Jalen Green, that could be one. That could be one that bites.
Yeah. Now Phoenix gaining Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, is that good for them?
I think so. I really like Jalen Green a lot.
Quite something. Durant is going as a 37, 38-year-old going to Houston. As we saw before, Houston almost beat the Warriors. They lost
Yep.
they lost to them in having games. They were down 3-1, came back and tied it, but Warriors closed it out. I don't see Kevin Durant winning the championship there. Do you?
That's too rich, I think.
That's too rich. I totally agree. So we'll see what happens with Kevin Durant. He's been obviously OKC, which they won last night, and of course, after that, he went to the Warriors, which was he won a championship there, and then went to Brooklyn. Did not work out there with Kevin Harden, and then went to Phoenix. He had an okay run with Phoenix. I know. I remember one time they had a series
Yeah.
versus the Nuggets. They almost beat them, but it
Yeah.
was not enough.
Yeah. Listen, it certainly went a lot better than his time with the Nets. We have to give him that.
Yeah, that was kind of a waste. Of course, he had Achilles injury. Came back okay. Didn't come back as fully Kevin Durant,
Yep.
but was not as bad as he was. But we'll see what happens with the Rockets and NBA news. Obviously, we're going to see a lot of trades going on, coaches being picked up, who's getting released. I know that Indiana will be okay with their coach and things like that, and just like that. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, before we get into soccer, we got a word from our sponsor. In the rhythm of life, every tick of the clock holds a story. But how do we make every moment count? Meet Start Time, the simplest way to log, track, and optimize your time right at your fingertips. Start Time is designed for simplicity. With just a tap, begin logging any activity. And when you're done, hit stop. It's that easy. Wherever you are, Start Time knows. Our location detection feature automatically tags your logs, giving context to every second spent. Keep your day in perspective with a log tab. Every task, every moment, neatly organized and easy to review. Log, track, and optimize your time with a tap. Ready to make every moment count? Start with Start Time. Available now for iOS. Start Time available for iOS. Get it today. All right, let's go to soccer. Last night, U.S. men's national team beat Haiti to have to win the group with 9 points. Patrick Agamagan scored a tie-breaking goal in the 75th minute. They were up 1-0 by a goal by Malik Tillman. And then there was a mistake with Matt Freeze and goalkeeping. He gave the ball to the wrong person, and Haiti was able to tie it. But thanks to Patrick Agamagan, they were able to beat Haiti 2-1. Win the group. Your thoughts over this U.S. team? Obviously, going through new coach, no Pulisic, no much of the big stars. Some of the big stars. I would say the A- B+ team. But your thoughts over this first round performance?
Listen, I think we're in trouble. I and I I'm someone, you know, I would like for the United States soccer team to do well. Is that too much to ask? I think we're going to be embarrassed next year. I really do. Um, we didn't have Pulisic, like you said. We didn't have Robertson, right? He's playing there at Fulham. Um,
Robinson. Yeah.
Robinson, yeah. You should still beat Haiti. There by 2-1, and I get that it was a gaff, but just some of these other performances in general, it's like we'll win, and or the Turkey match. Oh my goodness, that was all embarrassing. And Turkey, they're not exactly the world beaters in Europe, so I think we're gonna It's gonna be a complete shock when we do go up against some of the actual top teams and we lose. I don't see it any other way at this point. I'm trying to find a reason where I say, yes, this is a good team. Yes, we're going to shock the world. I'm just not seeing it at all at the moment. But I guess we did our part and we qualified through. So there's a silver lining, I guess. But I mean, look at the group: Trinidad, Tobago, Saudi Arabia, and Haiti. Come on.
It'd be a lot worse. Yeah, we won the group in that group, but Saudi Arabia came out at number two. They're a guest team for this tournament. Group C, Panama. Well, there'll be one more game tonight. Panama is leading the group. Jamaica, then Guatemala, Guadeloupe. Then you got Canada, which they almost struggled against Curacao, believe it or not. They actually got a tie, 1-1. So, but they're top of the group. Then Honduras, Curacao third. El Salvador fourth, and then Group A with Mexico. Mexico got 7 points. They tied against Costa Rica last night, which Costa Rica
Mhm.
plays USA this weekend in the quarterfinals. Then the DR came out third. Then Suriname at the with no points. Well, no, with 1 point, last place in Group A. Looking at the table at the bracket, USA versus Costa Rica, got Mexico, Saudi Arabia, and then this team 1C versus 2B still to be decided,
Yeah.
and then 1B 2C might probably be Canada. So we'll see. Costa Rica gave Mexico a draw, but do you think USA could handle this thing at home smoothly?
Santiago, if we don't, yeah, I mean, come on. Help. I think they should be able to do it against Costa Rica. I'm not that down on this US team. I don't like the US chances against Canada. I think I'd give them a slight like 51 to 49% chance to still advance. And then USA Mexico, right? A tale as old as time in the Gold Cup. Um, Even though it's on our soil, I don't like what I'm seeing from this US team. I would have to favor Mexico right now.
Yeah, Mexico is definitely doing a better job. Canada was, but Tynkins Curacao gives me some question marks there. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm sure Costa Rica is beatable, but then that Canada game against the US will be very cool. Key. This we do
Mhm.
know that they won't be facing Panama in the semifinals, so that's key. That's probably a big break because they always give us trouble every time we face them. Feels like it's going to be a loss.
Yep.
But I think we'll make it to. Well, I can't guarantee we'll make it to the final. But we'll make it easier with Canada than versus Panama. Club World Cup. What are your thoughts so far? I mean, this tournament first was kind of like I don't know if it was like a drag a little bit, but I'm starting to like it. But I still leaving like room for it to be criticized. But your thoughts overall for this tournament?
Yeah, for sure. There are some legitimate aspects to criticize about this. For one, when they're having the games and then the ticket prices. So you'd either have to be someone who's in a position to take off work or
Yeah,
just not be employed at the moment. And so
and
that
able to afford the tickets too.
right. So I don't know what they were necessarily thinking in terms of that. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're like, hey, whatever, whoever comes, but we have, we have TV money, so and social media buzz, we'll live off that. Maybe that was their game plan, in which case that's their prerogative, I guess. But definitely lacking in atmosphere because of that. You can't expect, Americans to attend a game at 1 p.m. on a weekday. That's just not a realistic thing that could happen for most people. Um, so the atmosphere hasn't been there, I'll grant you. In terms of the games itself, like the team from Australia, Auckland, really interesting story about how their keeper, for example, he doesn't speaking of time off of work, he had to take leave, combined sick leave, and he's just going unpaid because his real job is that of, he's a forklift driver. But he says it's worth it because when will I ever get the chance to play against Man City and Bayern Munich again? So like there are things like that, but that also shows the complete inequality that there is in this sport where there are part-timers now stepping up against, Cole Palmer. So it shows that. But I have to say, some of the smaller clubs, they've been holding their own. Like, what is it? The Red Diamonds, Urawa Red Diamonds. Pardon me if I butchered the pronunciation. They
Yeah,
held
Group
their own
E.
against
Yeah,
Inter Milan. Oh, sorry, what?
yeah. It's Group E with Aurora Red Diamonds. I think they're from Morocco, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, they're
Which
from Japan. I don't remember.
I trust you when it comes to that. I've never heard of them before, but I mean they held their own, right? And then the Sundowns. I don't know if you know where they're from.
Sundown
Mamalabi.
sounds like a New Zealand type of thing,
It
or like
does, doesn't it?
Australia.
It really does. But they held their own against Dortmund. So like we've been having okay matches overall, and I think the smaller clubs have had a decent showing of themselves. So we can talk about the negatives all we want, but something like this team, they've done
Yeah,
well.
and which by the way, the MLS Sundowns are from South Africa. I had a feeling they were somewhere in the
Ah,
southern hemisphere. But yeah, I agree with the times. I still don't know why they put some matches on in like NFL stadiums. Maybe they should have put
yeah.
some more MLS stadiums in some of the matches. But one of the reasons why they have some games scheduled at noon or 3 p.m. is because they want to attract the European viewers. And then I'm realizing this: maybe turnout from club fans is not that strong versus country fans. Like you could have like all of South Africa going for the South African team, but a small club in South Africa. I don't know if there's much
Yeah,
like
true.
fan supporters going across the world to watch their club.
By comparison, yeah, that's a good. Yeah, if it was South Africa
Yeah,
versus Germany, yeah,
there's a
that's different.
lot more, and
Mhm.
and then of course you could say the same for a big club like Chelsea. I mean, if you look at that Atlanta game, not many fans were there, so I don't know. I think it's a club situation versus country. I think they should have made it in smaller stadiums, in my personal opinion. But let's
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
Group A.
Look at that.
Obviously,
Look at that
tonight
group though.
Inter Miami plays Palmeiras. I think
Look at
Inter Miami has
that.
to tie or win to make it to the second round. And then you got Group B. The Brazilian clubs have been doing really well
Yeah.
against Europeans clubs and other clubs, but I think I could see a Brazilian club going all the way.
Maybe, and this could be that could happen in this kind of tournament. The stars are playing, but you know, this is a chance for the Brazilian clubs. They do have quality. A lot of their best players do play over in Europe, but a lot of their players who remain in Brasilia A, I believe that league is called. They plenty of quality.
Yeah,
And for something like this that can be a little more open, that does almost favor them a bit
and
more. So I'd be very happy to see that.
yeah, I agree. And what you keep in mind, like this is a good opportunity for these players and these smaller
Hmm.
clubs to potentially go to a European club. Maybe some clubs were on the line or on the ropes trying to see, I'm not sure about this one. Oh wow, this player is performing. I'm seeing him in good action. He's playing against big clubs really well at this
Hmm.
tournament. So maybe like an Aston Villa could sign someone from Botafogo or something. Who knows? Like, wow,
Yeah,
this guy would be a great
yeah.
addition. We can afford it, things like that. Let's look at Group B, Botafogo. As we said before, a lot of the Brazilian clubs are leading these groups as of right now. And Group C, Bayern Munich has actually been not one of the best, but I mean, sorry, yes, one of the best European clubs in this tournament. Harry Kane scored the other day. They got
Mhm.
Benfica. Boca Juniors also had some potential, but they only have 1 point, so they got to go for it in the third round of games. And Auckland City, a lot of the Asian clubs, obviously, struggle the most. Group D, another Brazilian club, top of the group, Chelsea number 2, Esperance 3, and Los Angeles FC. The MLS clubs, Gabe, have not been doing well except for Inter Miami so far.
Yep. Yeah, that shouldn't be too
Too surprising.
surprising. Yeah.
Exactly. And they're at home, but Inter Miami has the best bet of maybe being the
Well,
only
right.
MLS club going to the second round. Group E, River Plate. Some of the Argentinian clubs have been doing well. I think River Plate is doing better than Boca. They're on top of this group against Inter Milan, Monterrey 2, Urwa Red Diamonds, as Gabe says, one of the favorite clubs at this tournament. Also, big things, the weather. Do you think the weather is a big factor? I mean, I was thinking maybe they should have played more at these dome stadiums rather than outside of the Rose Bowl or something.
Yes, that has been something. We saw, for example, the clips of the Dortmund players not even being on the pitch because it's too hot for them
Wow.
during the game itself. And the South American teams, they're saying, well, this is just every day for us. So I do think that that could have something to do with this, and it's definitely a factor.
Yeah, definitely it is. We'll find out what FIFA does. I can see FIFA do some adjustments. Like, okay, we saw this tournament. Maybe we could do some adjustments. I'm not saying
Mhm.
stadium wise venue, but possibly and maybe like the times as well. So we'll find out what FIFA does because I'm sure they're going to do something. And then Group F, another Brazilian club leading
Yeah.
a group. There were 4 points over Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund has been doing okay. Group G, Juventus, Manchester City. This might be one of the best groups. Man City's dominated. Obviously, they're not playing much. They beat Wydad Casablanca and Ain.
Well, that's a cool name.
That's a cool name. Man City's definitely a contender to win this tournament, but we'll see. Real Madrid came out with not a good start. They tied Al Hilal a point, but they came back and beat Pachuca
Mhm.
3-1 yesterday. Keep in mind, I was talking to a Mexican supporter. He was telling me that a lot of these Mexican clubs did not bring their A team. They bring like their backups or their B team. So some of these teams are not bringing their best, but the European clubs have. And of course, the South America. So we got Salzburg number 2, Al Hilal 3, and Pachuca 4. But Gabe, so far, who's your favorite to win this tournament?
Definitely either of the Brazilian teams as of this moment.
I would
Pick,
say, yeah, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say pick whoever. I think they're taking it the most seriously, and they have the most quality to contend then with the European nations.
I would say it would definitely be a Brazilian club versus a European club in the final, which will be held in New York. So we'll see what happens next couple of weeks. But the tournament keeps going. You can watch it in the Zone, good channel, or some of the matches are actually on TNT TBS, so you can watch it there. But other than that, like I said, it's growing on me, but I do have some room for criticism. But I think it's also a good tournament to see if FIFA, hey, maybe we should make some adjustments for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not sure if they'll move the final from New York to somewhere else. I think it's too hot in New York too, but I'd rather do it in LA or Dallas than New York.
Oh, at this time of year, yeah. Or do it inside.
I think so too, but we'll see what happens in the next upcoming weeks. Prediction: who do you have tonight? Inter Miami versus um Palmeiras. Who do you have for that match?
Give me Palmeiras.
Palmeiras will win. That will not be good for Inter Miami. They have to depend on Porto or Ali to do something there. So we'll find out tonight. I got Inter Miami. I'm going to the match tonight, so I'm gonna check
Where are you
out
going?
to the Inter Miami versus Palmeiras here in Miami. So I'll be there
You're
tonight.
going?
I'm going. I got they were not too
Hey!
bad in price. So I was like, you know something? I have a better chance going to the Club World Cup than the World Cup, but I'll
That's
probably get into the
cool,
World
man.
Cup price
That's
somehow. So
cool. Enjoy.
thank you very much. So Gabe, how can people reach you and how can people read your work?
Nah, thanks, Santiago. I'm looking forward the next time we're able to do a show together, asking you about how today's match goes. Like that's exciting. But yeah,
I will let you
Reign
know.
of Troy, Reign of Troy, and Claret Villains. We do all things USC and Aston Villa at those two sites. So check me out there, please.
And will Emiliano Martinez come back to Aston Villa or he's pretty much out the door?
He better not be, because I need something to write about this summer. And I love him. I love him so much. I don't. I would. It would be such a. It would be such a stake through the heart of Aston Villa fans if he then goes to Manchester United. Oh my goodness, I don't even
Right.
want
There
to.
was rumor for him to go there, but also
Yeah.
been hearing rumors of him going to Saudi Arabia too, right?
Yep. Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
I hope he goes. Well, I have no idea. Well, hopefully he stays. That's probably be a good neutral decision for everyone. He's still a good goalkeeper, isn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah. Goalkeepers, what you have to remember is, right, he might be 32 now, but it's not like a field player position.
Not at
He could
all.
still play another 8 years at
Yeah,
a very
exactly.
high level.
A lot of
But
goalkeepers are playing late
yeah,
30s or early 40s easily.
yeah,
So we'll see what happens in the world of Premier League. Got a lot going on. You can reach us at thesportscast.net, which we cover the Premier League as well, or the Sportscast One on X and IG will be. That's it. I mean, I was gonna say we're covering the NBA. No, NBA's done. NHL's done. Now it's the FIFA Club World Cup, and of course we got the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Congrats to LSU winning the College Baseball World
yes,
Series. They won it before, right? Like a couple years ago, I think.
yeah, with Skeens.
That's right. So they're a baseball school apparently. And of course, we got the NFL mandatory camp starting next month. NFL in exactly in 5 weeks, the Hall of Fame game will be happening. So NFL is definitely coming around. But anyways, any closing words, Gabe, before we head off on this beautiful Monday?
Hang in there, sports fans. The best is yet to come.
Yes, we just need a break sometimes, and breaks right now. Anyways, thanks for coming on, and this was your update.